3.2. Responding to fiction. Response after reading. Creating a solid summary and paraphrasing material allows readers to recognize what is inherent in the text and what is interpretation. Reader opinion should not appear in a summary of a text, but writing a summary helps the reader understand the text and prepares him, her, them to identify and examine his, her, or their opinion by responding to the text. Responses are also an important step in the process of understanding material and in the progression toward analysis and synthesis. Asking questions can allow you to evolve your response from "I liked it" to "I like this specific part because it does this specific thing." A response is your opinion of the text in reaction to the text. Responses are informed by supplementation of the text, which means they are openly informed by your personal experiences and opinions. Initially, such supplementation is unconscious or unintentional. Critical responses recognize where you are adding personal context, noting allusions, recognizing universal themes, and supplementing the text in other ways, all of which develop your perspective and opinion. Different readers have different reactions to different texts. Our reactions are a result of our experiences and opinions, as well as our learned responses or innate tendencies. If you are an analytical thinker, your response may move you toward analysis, and you may reply to questions such as, "How do you like the film?" with a detailed response that deconstructs and questions the plot points without attachment. Or you may be an empathetic and reply from a place of personal connection or broad concern. Regardless of your reaction, strong responses are considered and allow for time to think and feel beyond an initial or gut reaction. Bringing awareness to your response promotes comprehension and helps readers understand their role as an audience members who move from summary to interpretation by seeing the material through the lens of their experience. Defining and practicing informed responses can help you identify your voice, your presence, and identify through words and integrate it with informed interpretations of source material instead of working on the level of editorialization and unsupported opinion based on reaction instead of response. The more you have a clear sense of your voice on the page, the more you will have a sense of identity as a writer. Response allows the reader to move beyond the summary and to start to include other considerations, such as personal opinion and contextual analysis. When reading with this goal in mind, start by considering your critical notes from your annotating process and allow yourself to move beyond the summary notes. To practice, reread the story of Creatures from 3.1 and make note of the following. How did the piece make you feel? Did it remind you of anything, personal or other text? How else did you supplement the text? What did you think it meant? How else could it have meant? Did you like it? Why or why not? Building on these considerations in your close reading and summary of the text, write a one-paragraph response to the story of the Creatures. Question 1. Now think of the piece of fiction you discussed in question 4 for task 3.1. You wrote a summary and provided some context. Now write a considered response to the text that also includes context. Question 2. Allowing context to impact your opinion can shift your experience of a text. Perhaps you saw the worst movie on earth with your favorite person on earth. Your response to the painful flick might have put it in a far better light, which couldn't show through in your summary because that would simply tell us what happened in the bad plot that resulted in a bad movie. And your opinion of the film without the context might simply discuss why it was so bad, which probably can't be ignored in your response. But allowing yourself to consider context creates a better picture of how the experience impacted you. Making connections on this level will help you construct a better literacy narrative and a broader understanding of how literacy has and continues to impact you. Now that you have written a summary of and a response to both short readings, think through the summary and response as acts and products. How do the two differ? Are there any ways they overlap and feed each other? Does it make sense to summarize before you respond? Can a response be informed, or is it all about gut? Is one easier for you? Think about literacy in your life. Start to notice differences in summary and response as they appear in writing and in communication around you every day. Doing so will help you hone your ability to navigate this and other complex spaces in learning, thinking, and understanding. Assignment 3.2. Complete all 3 parts included in 3.2 and upload your considered and polished responses to Canvas. Question 1. In 3.1, you read and summarized the short piece about the creatures. Now write 1 paragraph response to that same piece. 2. You also summarized a piece of fiction that had an impact on you. Now write a 1 paragraph response to the fiction text and context you summarized. 3. Finally, write a 1 paragraph explanation on the difference between summary and response.